Okay, so now I'm ready to put these feet in. What I've done is I've taken a piece of tracing paper and I laid it over the birds, and I drew in what I feel like the feet should look like. You can see what that is by this piece of paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it there. I'm going to start out with this micron pen. It's an archival ink. It is a 005, really fine point. It is waterproof. This piece, that doesn't matter because it's not a water-based project, but some projects it really does matter. And so I'm kind of looking up here. I am going to just draw in the feet. I'm kind of making it up as to my knowledge of bird feet. These are perching birds, so they have really long claws and they have kind of bony feet, but they have these thick pads that help them grip. Another cool thing about birds, the perching birds, is that I always wondered, how do they not fall asleep how do they not fall off the branch when they're asleep? How do they not fall asleep? How do they not fall off the branch when they're sleeping? Well, some of this is being persnickety because the micron pen is getting covered with the pastel dust, and I have to like wipe it. They don't fall off the branch when they're sleeping because when their little leg bends, causes their claws to do this and stay in that position until their legs are straight again. Isn't that amazing? How God made them do that so they don't fall off the branch while they're sleeping. Pretty cool. So these guys, it's just kind of a black, curved around, really sharp little nails. I know it looks kind of weird right now, but I'm going to come in with a colored pencil and a pastel pencil. Now this one would be more straight on. I'll do that. And then there's, and this will just kind of, yeah, this is a little scary because, yeah, I'm using a permanent pen and there is no erasing. So if I don't like what I draw, I'm going to have to find a way to fix it. So there we go. And then this little guy, so I've got him, his one foot's turned sideways. This little guy has his feet front facing. So I tend to do the middle toe first. And then the nail kind of does this. Sometimes I do it so it kind of curls and you can see. So then that kind of does that. And then the other one coming down. I'm gonna kind of put that claw in there. Another lumpy bit. I can just tell when it's like not wanting to mark. And yes, you can see all this through this now, but I have a colored pencil over here and a Stabillo carbathello. It's a Prismacolor colored pencil and in black. And then I have the Stabillo carbathello pastel pencils. I have the white and the black in order to put black and then some white highlights. So there's a little bluebird's feet. And then this little guy, the blue jay, he's gonna be, I'm gonna lay this over again just to kind of get in my mind where I put those feet. He's gonna kind of be These guys I have, I'm sorry, I'm being so quiet, I'm concentrating. I forgot I was videoing. These guys, I've kind of got those layered in together. So I don't know if you can really see what I've done there. It's so dark. And then I'll just start back over here. So I'm just gonna add some black. This is the pastel pencil. I might not even need the colored pencil. So this is coming back in. Obviously, I need to put that black in because you wouldn't see the brown of the branch, obviously, but you'd see it between them. And then, now the white, these carbathellos are a pastel, and so the white highlights, I can put a little bit of white in. Now, did I bring down the blue? I thought I did. Left those upstairs. Thought I brought them all down. That's okay. I'll be all right. Let's get this one foot done. Here's the white. On top. And some highlights and a little blending to soften out some of this. It's neat how these work so well on top of that darker color. So, and then I'm even gonna add a little bit of shadowy underneath here. It's the black that was on the edge of the pencil is actually, the reason I was looking for the blue is I have more of a Payne's gray. I'm over here getting pencils. That is gonna give me a little bit of this isn't Payne's gray, it's just a dark bluish gray to give a little bit of shadow up under here where those feet are. And a little more black as well. And a little more white. There. Now their belly is white, but there's some shadow back in there, so that's what I'm kind of just adding a bit of that in, just to give it a little color. There we go. And let's do a little bit here, and maybe have a few fluffy spots. Got gray and even some lavender in them. So there we go, like that. That white kind of softens up that pencil. This is, like I said, this is a pastel pencil over a colored pencil. Just changes the look of it. Just started using these. Actually, today's my birthday, July 5th, and I already had a few of these, but my husband got me the 60 set for my birthday, so I'm very excited. I have a project in mind that I'm gonna do with a white egret that a photographer friend has let me, has given me permission to draw from. So I'm very excited about that. Now these guys too. I'm just gonna come in, blacken up quite a bit of it. Pretty quick. And then, there we go. And then I'm gonna come in again with the white. Liven things up, add some highlights, same as before. So, now I don't know, I'd have to look up. I told you that was about perching birds. I'm gonna guess that probably a lot of birds have that same mechanism, that when their leg is bent, when they're sitting on a branch, that's a normal thing that they actually going to use a little pan pastel here to add a little bit of a shadowy bit up under here where his feet are coming in. And then we will have that bit of a shadow and make more sense. And then I'm going to come in with the white. I am going to clean off a bit of the tip, because when you go white over dark, the tip of your pencil will end up being black. So I've got it cleaned off by basically drawing on a piece of clean paper. There. See, there's a mark on it now. Can you see that? And then I'll come over here. I have a brown paper on my background. And I will, there we go. Yeah, now I've got it a clean tip so that I can mark again and not get the marks on here. All right, last little bit here. It really is not that hard to do these feet. It's just kind of indicating that they're lumpy and rough and hard in places. So these three birds all have dark feet. Some birds have orange feet, some more brown. So you do want to look at the bird that you're doing. Don't just assume they all have black feet. Obviously, you want to look at a resource photo. I mean, and I've talked before that my work tends to be a little more whimsical, but I still, you know, I'm not going to make a bluebird. Well, I shouldn't say I'm not going to make a bluebird purple or a crazy color. I've done some crazy things, so yeah, maybe I would, but I am going to at least, you're going to know it if I'm being crazy. This piece, obviously, I'm using more their colors. They are, I might make their colors a little more vibrant, but the cardinal is still red. I'm not going to make him green in this instance. So that's, I guess, what I'm trying to say. I kind of feel like, too, I'd like a little bit more dark. Looking for my pen pastel tool that already has red on it. I have all these tools for my pen pastels, and rather than wash them all the time, I just have a pile of them where there's some for red and some for blue and some for green. It's kind of like if you had paintbrushes that wouldn't dry out, because these are pastels. So I am taking the extra dark shade of the red, I believe it's the red oxide, and putting in a bit of shadow down here. And have to look and make sure I told you the right color. It is permanent red, not red oxide. It's this here. This is a permanent red, this is shade, this is extra dark shade, and that's the tint. So permanent red. Red oxide would be one of the more rusty reds. But there should be a little more dark where these feet are in each case, because the feet are dark and the belly would be shading. So I'm gonna throw that through, and maybe even a little bit over here. Okay, you know what? We're gonna just do some right through here too. Feels like it, now that that's darker, the rest of that needed to be a hair darker. But I am happy with that, I like that. Okay, so that's seriously it for the feet. They're that simple. Now the next video will be putting in the green leaves. So that's the last bit on this, except I have another piece that's 3 bluebirds. In fact, the same bluebird is in that piece. And I have a couple little caterpillars hanging from the trees. So I think this one too is going to have some extra little critters that maybe these are also some carbathellos. So I'm probably going to be adding in some details with these now that I have them, because I'm really liking them. My friend, fellow artist, Julie McFarland told me about them. We have slowly begun, we both did colored pencil, and then she introduced me to the pan pastels and to these pastel pencils. I introduced her to Derwent ink tints, and so yeah, we glean information from each other quite regularly when we're working on projects. Pop ideas past each other and see what the other person thinks about a color choice, or a, hey, what do you think if I leave out the background and instead I do this? You know, so it's nice to have an artist friend that you can not only learn about new art supplies that you weren't aware of, but the two of us are very dangerous in an art store. We might spend much more than we should. So, but yeah, it's wonderful to have an art friend that you can go over things with. And she's the one that told me, and I forgot, that these don't do well being sharpened in an electric sharpener. You need the little twist sharpeners to sharpen them by hand. So anyway, I know this was a little bit shorter, but that's this video on the little feet, and then I will be putting in the leaves and probably maybe some ladybugs or caterpillars or both, or we'll see. But I'm very happy with our backyard club here. Thanks for watching.